Not sure why the dog is being so noisy down there, but hello, Corey here in the shared channel. Um, and I just wanted to do a short video. Might be short. I don't know. I intended for last night to be short. It was before bed, and it's not. And it's not that it was super active, but a lot got said. So feel free to check it out. And I think I'll start with that actually, um, because it's chilly in here. Because well, two things. I was just looking at fell upon a couple things. I was probably almost going to switch tasks actually when I happened to, and I was browsing a group, so it's kind of ironic. And I'm trying. I will say, I do want to say that I'm really trying and intending to not be too um, outright with the names in the title, or not be to respect privacy, especially at this time. But I do feel like if how I titled happened to have titled it, if that speaks to somebody and they come here and it speaks to them and is helpful um, in the process that you're going through, and anybody else who it might be helpful for, then it gives me a little bit of company, a little bit of something to do before brunch, and yeah. Um, So hopefully, yeah, I do see the green dots moving along the bottom. So even though I thought the speaker thing came out, I think it's all right. Don't know if that's distracting on that hat, that center bit. It's not. I guess it's not often turned that way. Didn't for some reason I forgot. Yeah. Anyway, so one saw I especially relate to, or I'm starting to feel like I do, and it caught my eye how they kind of have been honored um, in a post. Um, and in fact, there's a part of me that wants to kind of quickly take a look at um, something here. It's the top post is in that group actually. I'm waiting for days for it to get approved. Um, and for anybody that thinks all you do is um, I just I'm looking for a sense of community that I think looking up this name could help find. It's actually is fairly common. Patch. And also, I'm thinking, okay, but that's April 26, 2024, but that's quite a post. Anyway, sorry, I'm being distracted here. Not seeing much anyway, but I do want to state that sometimes it leads, it's like, oh, I want to show you this because it's important to me and it'll be important to my loved one. I don't know. I never feel sneaky when I'm doing it, and I don't think I necessarily should. I suppose I even sometimes do it when I'm looking for answers, kind of connected to myself about things. So I need a pull and thread. Sorry. But I did want to quickly say, I mean, I don't know how much I want to get into this at this point in time because if nobody sees it, then, if it just happens to be one of those videos that doesn't get as noticed, then what's the point? Right? I mean, other than that, it might be kind of nice for me to experience. But I just have the first individual that I stumbled upon, and I'm just noticing how the guitar is leaning here, and I'm surprised, unless he did that after his fitness session, that it didn't fall, because I really think it's better, more stable on that material and behind the music stand. Anywho, last night I did a video, and I felt I was being shown some signs of possible angels that wanted to connect with me for their loved ones. The video was rather quiet. Feel free to check it out. Like I say, it was just last night. I think I posted. I didn't check, but I'm pretty sure it did. But I was propelled. Maybe I shouldn't have actually closed it. Maybe I can go back to it. I was propelled to do this video today because there was something very ironic that I saw. So last night, and I don't even remember what made me, truly, I don't remember what made me think to, and I don't know if I would anyway, but I can't contact a specific family because it's not specifically stated. Although this is a different posting of it, which is ironic because it's at the same place where Ray's was. And the fact that I found the second one is making me wonder. But I don't think I'd mentioned this. Really? Makes me wonder if there's another one for the other. Excuse me. Now it's early. Last night it was late. Now it's early. I don't know if I'm spelling everything right, but no. Before I trail off too much, I had mentioned something about they were 52, but that's very interesting that the male first name and then the female name with it. And I know it looks like Michelle, but it's not. Unless it's a young picture. Can't remember if the one I was looking at earlier was a colored picture or not. But anyway, I had made mention of dentistry kind of randomly. Well, yeah, actually randomly in the video. And then I come across an obituary, fairly recent, I guess, and the only guest book signing happens to have been somebody's dentist. And they said that they looked, anytime they came in, they knew they were going to have a great conversation. And I mean, okay, you talk a little bit at the dentist, usually just about your teeth. Maybe a little bit with the assistant while you're waiting. I remember I've had I've only been to mine a few times. I've had like 2 or 3 okay experiences and a couple iffy experiences with her. But yeah, this one mentions more, so this is a bit different. And this says she, but it's Michael. Oh. Okay, so that's just a young photo. It looks young. She's actually 52. And actually, this was before Ray's. A week or 2 before Ray's. Weird that it was near the top. anyway, yeah, so I just thought it was really interesting how of all people to write on a guest book post, I think I just put the first initial. So, and the second part, I'm not specifying whether, and I actually kind of don't know either, whether it's a middle name or a last name. But the point of the matter is like, wow, like very interesting that uh, that this dentist thing connection. I mean, all kinds of personalities go to a dentist, and I would imagine that most of them don't stand out, even no matter even with what anything about their teeth. Like I would imagine to the dentist, it's just a patient. So I feel like there's something there, whether it is more connected to what I was saying last night or this person. I don't know. But I'm going to hold off on this one. I'm not too sure if I'm being really drawn to speaking to her. Unless somebody tunes in and comments or whatever, what I'm kind of more drawn to is actually I sometimes forget that I have a Michael that I've known in my life, just online actually, but for quite a while. I can't remember if I had it on my own account, but I don't still. But that may have been. I don't think I was using both at the same time. I created that one because of that. So yeah, and I it was exactly about the inbox and that, and then I looked and yeah, part of me wants to try and channel Clark. He was pretty unique. Um, uh, but again, as I said last night, I mean, sometimes, or if you have a session for somebody, you try a bit harder, and honestly, so does the angel, the spirit. But it's something you can't really, I feel, try and make happen. Now, the person that tuned in hopefully isn't shy and will comment and weigh in. Otherwise, I have a little something to my side here. Put a like if you're curious. That may get your attention. But basically, I want to show you how this works for me. I don't know if you've ever seen, and you leave or whatever, but for anybody after the fact, I don't know if the people viewing have ever seen. And sorry that the movement seems to be slightly lagging. Um, I like lagging. Swiftka says, um, a medium at work, a medium at large. Just kidding. But I want to show you what it looks like. So, and I'm going to open something here, just my email. I'm watching for something. I'll close it after. But so basically, and hopefully I won't get too distracted. But yeah, so I'll start with that, I guess. I'm thinking people coming for a few seconds and leaving. But honestly, when I showed this on camera, it honestly didn't really pick up the shape, the contour. Yeah, I thought it was more, and nothing there. Yeah. I'm going to put this away. And yes, I feel like I really did everything. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to just next kind of show you how it works if you haven't seen me do it or you haven't seen any medium do it. And then, looks like there's no. And then, if somebody's here and they want me to do a mini session for them, I can do that. I'm tossing back and forth. There's a part of me that really wants to channel my friend Clark. He was very, he had a funny personality. And he says, gee, thanks. Oh boy. There's proof a little bit, perhaps. I don't know. He says, well, which was a thing that we had. A little, I guess you could call it not really inside joke, but kind of a funny thing. And he goes, oh. He's very animated. That could be a word to describe him, actually. But for some reason, possibly because of that, possibly Michael, as I say, I sometimes forget that I have a Michael that passed away simply because I knew the individual as Rivka. It's Tuesday, and I do want to get back downstairs soon. I was really slow to wake up this morning. We went through the daylight savings time, and the other day we were expecting a delivery, which we got fairly early, and I don't know, I just managed to get through another day of not much going on. But so I said whether I want to be in a band, but the I think today, aside from losing an hour of sleep, otherwise I slept fine and normal, pretty much. I think it was kind of also that I didn't have a lot planned. Don't have a lot planned for today, and the next few days I don't think there's a whole lot. We'll see what pops up, I guess. But anywho, I guess one thing I want to do is just remind Rivka that this is being posted on YouTube. She says, "Oh yes, I certainly," but they say, "I certainly don't want to make you uncomfortable, dear." I find that they don't mind, whether they ever would in their life. I find that when they passed on, they don't mind if they're talked about it. It's their legacy and this and that. Like, I'm trying to remember, aside from we had a bit of a thing happen in our connection before she passed away, I thought you could wear these shoes, and she kind of gave me and Glenn something really nice on Monday evenings for a while until we weren't able to continue doing it as an apology. Also, I think I found out when her birthday was or something and got a little something from our neighbor to celebrate it, to come back to the house and celebrate with. Also, I'm just going to sit over here because it really is better on the body. Seat is, I don't know, something about the height of it, but also I think just the fact it doesn't have a back. Yeah. But anyway, basically, yeah. I remember she had been homeless at one point in time. Not when I knew her, I don't think, but and I remember her saying something about, if you don't give anything, just say, sorry. I don't know. I almost thought that was sound like a hiccup. I don't know what to give it to you, but if you had hiccups and needs, hopefully not. Because even whether I'm doing this or not, I don't really want them. Put that stuff on. I do feel like I might have the hiccups. A little hiccup. I have to look up what does it mean when a medium gets the hiccups. But also kind of just feels like a little bit of like just burpiness. Anywho, point of the matter is that yeah, she said, you don't have to do anything. And I seem to remember after a couple of times where I kind of found myself in a situation where, yeah, I didn't say much either. She says, I think she told me that it takes practice and you have to just go with your comfort. I'm not meaning to be offensive to anyone, but we all do that with anybody. We decide whether we're intrigued, interested, comfortable about somebody, and then, then we go from there. That's another reason why I think it's been good for me because I'm further from this grade. But that words have power too. Not just not to give anything. So maybe you said something about what you understand, how things have been for you lately. Yeah, and how it could be any of us, and this and that. So those are some of the visitations I remember. I don't think there's actually been that many. I feel like there may have been a couple in writing. I don't know if those. Yeah, I think that was but I almost want to mention the recent rate one. But so that was interesting about we almost dated. Well, I guess we didn't get that close, but it was considered, or it was brought up, and things that she since said. But as far as, and ironically, because I never did it in life. When she was alive, for some reason, I don't know. I saw what I saw, and then like some photos as I did, and other times I just wasn't thinking her name all that strongly. I mean, I knew who I was talking to, but lately I find that I like the version of her name shortened as Ray or Ray Ray, and it's very interesting that Rivka's last name, and I can't remember the last name, is Ray. And I don't know if we've ever emailed with each other. I know that I had her email. I almost remember, I want to say Anderson. I don't know why I was so surprised that I got it right. I don't quite understand what she's saying here. This is an old email from this person that passed away. We didn't email a lot. We had each other connected in a different way. I says I copy pasted her, would have been to get it wrong. And she says, when you got the email right. She says, and I don't remember ever seeing this, honestly. I paint walls, LOL. Though I've always wished to learn the technical basics of painting in watercolor and oil. My mind is trying to make a connection in this. I'm not sure if it is, though. But what it might be, and please, again, learn a bit more about me if you don't know much about me, in future posts. But the post last night, especially the middle to end of it, I'll let you know, be kind enough to let you know that it speaks a bit more about me, my ethics, my views on things. Yeah. Okay, I see where it's coming from now. I said, just a reminder to myself, Rivka, the artist, but this didn't show in the previous one, formerly known as Michael. Do you paint? And then, yeah. It's interesting that was about, let's try 22, after a transition, I thought, but you still use the email address. Yeah, I think that, and then this would be yeah, there wasn't a whole lot. But I don't know. I mean, I might still be able to get subsidy, but where is it offered, and how easy is it to access? How much does it cost? Or I could just do it myself. I mean, I don't know how much paint supplies we have, but maybe have some art supplies. It's just, with the dog and clutter and not having a dining room table. I don't know. It's not, I mean, I could do it on my lap, I suppose, but with the paints, I don't know. But, so I'm just going to, I don't do what Tyler does with the scribbling and this and that, and I kind of understand the method. of doing it, but there's a part of me that thinks actually, it looks like it's fairly nice out today. There's a part of me, well, that's 5, okay, that thinks that and then plus, I swear it just said -1. Now it says -6, but +5 tomorrow. Maybe my eyes did something there. Right, nice on Thursday, but cloudy, and then back into the minuses. Anywho, basically, yeah, I'm a little bit rusty. I am. I have not had a lot of visitations lately, and I guess I could say I'm just starting out, but I really have been doing it for a lot of years. I do and don't put it out there very much. It's one of those things. But a lot of people are really into it. I don't know. It's just that it hasn't launched in the way that I very much, or as much, it hasn't launched as I would have hoped. That music career. And that's not because anybody's asking, my background or the conversations, the opportunities are just not happening for whatever reason. So yes, I am a little bit rusty, but I guess I could put these suits back because I looked at that Elvis thing. It's actually cold in here today. If I had done it today, but and I've worn these things twice now, and there's a video actually about suit versus not suit, but I don't know. My eye just caught at the top of the closet. There's some art, and I thought, it might be good to show a little art and treat people with some art a little bit. And I was kind of talking about art, but honestly, I don't know if really any of it jumped out. I don't want to have that one keeps needing to be taped back up to the wall. That was not quite in view, but a little hard to move. You can see this one. Glenn did it. I guess it's kind of like a mandala, come to think of it. Right, because the first thing they turned me off a little bit today. No offense, sorry, I'll get past it, kind of thing. But I don't know if bluebirds mean anything to anybody. That's like a paint kit that I saw. There's quite a bit of art in this room, but not a lot of it's really saying, worthwhile, and kind of taking it from where it's at and showing it. So, but so this isn't really art, but it's kind of interesting looking. But anyway, I'm just going to sit here, try and focus briefly for a bit, and right, I guess I'm going to do the messages thing. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to do one thing because I have the power of bringing in the messages to the corner again. I don't remember what that is. I don't remember it showing that way before, but or showing that way. Okay. Whoops. Hopefully that don't start playing. Okay, so I'm going to try and focus now. I guess I don't know. I mean, things have been a bit, stagnant. Not a bit, actually. Quite a bit. Stagnant for a little while in some areas. And I don't know. I mean, it's I guess you could say that the things that I might want to try and channel some answers for personally, nobody's here right now otherwise. Um, I guess I could say that I feel a little bit numb about them. I did find it warmer downstairs though, and I'm finding it chilly up here, and I don't really want to go. I'm just gonna try and wrap this up soon. And it says about okay, the connection dropped briefly there, very very briefly, but I guess I just feel kind of I do and I don't. They're not good enough for me, but like not overdoing it, but like 2 or 3 a day, or to help me sleep. Um, but I tried to find crisp events. What I do want to kind of do is shoot. Yeah, I could close those, but I'm attached to them. Yeah, is actually I find sorry about the dog in the background there. I actually find what was the thing I was gonna look up? Yeah, that's number. But it's also a street name though. But if I search it in people in our city, see if that might help me reconnect with no, it doesn't look like it. So it got me on Facebook tab. I don't know what he's barking at. I really don't. Probably just noise differently. Oh. Oh, the heat is on here though. Wow, what time of day is it? I can't tell because the time just stopped there, but that's not the other big truck. Oh, they've got boxes there. Okay. Which is kind of ironic because it's somebody I was just thinking about, and it's weird that it looks like some sort of appliance or something that they have across the street. I can kind of see down the lane a little bit at a nearby school. The truck is there, and actually it's not Wednesday though. But yeah, but yeah. So I know I don't seem very focused, but I guess I'm not. But so that's the last name, eh? Huh. Um, hmm. So yeah, I kind of want to try. I don't know what he's barking at. I guess he's hearing noises outside. I kind of want to try. As far as my dad, I want to channel him again. I know that he has said, he's also happy if I'm hearing from other loved ones too. So, but did I share that Ripker was joking? If you don't want to talk to me, you don't have to. She's not going to make you. She's saying, "Hey, I just want to make sure that you have a lovely day, as much as possible." She says something about knowing how things are a little hard right now for me, and she hopes that I get through these hard times. as much as she, looks forward to the day when we can meet again and actually meet in a more physical form, even though, you know, I'll add to that, that would mean like, uh, that would mean, angelically, but ain't nothing wrong with that. Maybe some people want to believe me. So, there was a place called Blowing Point Village, Agrulia, wherever the heck that is. Huh. And if you're from there, that's really ironic. Well, and I don't know what's up with this, and if that's telling me something too. I get return notices just from my hometown, just curious, to know if that's. I mean, honestly, with disability, like I'm still human and I grieve, and it's still hard, and it's also hard when somebody's been far away, or I can't go to the funeral or whatever because it's too far or whatever. But in some ways, and I told this to somebody who they sense things a little bit, but to my knowledge, they didn't say they were medium. But coworkers recently said that, or was it her? I think it was. Maybe it was somebody else that said, "Yeah, it makes sense. That you might feel closer to them. Once they passed away in some ways, especially if I wasn't as much so when they were alive." But and there's what I guess is a young brother to someone I went to high school with in his 20s, but I went out of that. And every time I go to my email app, at first it still previews that obituary. But it's not somebody, I wasn't really in close contact with him. It's funny, I was going to do a video because he's got a much bigger beard than he did then. I don't even know if he ever had one in high school. I know I did, but, and I'm just noticing that I have it's a bit shorter on this side than this side. I did a quick one and didn't plan to podcast. I'm the Phantom of the Opera. But anyway, I don't know. Hadn't noticed that. I don't know. Sometimes I use podcasting as a mirror, but it's kind of like sometimes a big beard is just like. I'm just gonna do this with my hands and bring viewers in. They're gonna be like, "What's going on?" Or they might be like, "That looks really blurry and hard to look at." And all of the above. Anyway, this is feeling lackluster. This happens to be a quiet one. Some of them in the live chat, which doesn't post afterwards, do okay. Some of them they're just too damn quiet. How do I get myself with them? I just really feel like I need. Yeah, I don't know. I sometimes think my angels doesn't really know either. They hope that it happens, but they don't necessarily know what to suggest. Or sometimes it's been the things that I've tried that either work for a little while or don't, and it may not be my fault, or not fully. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of things on YouTube titled something like, "Oh, you'll see this when you're meant to, or when things are about to improve, or whatever it is." I haven't watched a lot of them, but anyway, I don't really feel like. I guess it's true. I haven't had a whole lot to eat today, so I'm gonna go downstairs and I think eat a bit. Um, yeah, it's right. I do want something on it. But I don't know. Maybe just pesto because I don't know what else. But it's also good in pasta. But I don't have to try and make this an hour because I mean, it may not turn people off. I mean, if nobody else is here, keep saying her with the name Michael. I think whoever wrote this is having a hard time completely calling them Michael, but wanted to at least acknowledge it a little bit. I don't remember the spelling of that. I have to look back at it in a moment. Well, I'm thinking I'm going to wrap this up. Let's hope that next time it'll be more. I mean, it's went okay. If my goal was just to, although maybe it got a little bit long, like I say, if my goal was just to get my thoughts out there, I guess I channeled a little bit, so that was good. But anybody that posts on YouTube is also hoping, for the comments and dialogue, and maybe they come afterwards. But yeah, it's kind of like that part could have been better, but whatever. Anyway, wrapping up. Talk to you later. Bye.